From the lighter side of pest control, this is the Tales from the Crawl Space podcast.
Hey, Happy New Year and welcome to Tales from the Crawl Space podcast. Down south in South Kakalaki, we have Danny.
What's up?
And over just west of us in Indiana, we have Brad, the Pest Control Humor Depot Overlord.
Happy 2023 to everybody, and 2022 can eat shit.
Yes, it can.
Yo, fuck, you have no fucking idea how much 2020 can eat shit. But on to bigger and better things, like the penis. And I will be drinking Newcastle Brown for the Inebriated Termite episode this evening. And Brad, what will you be enjoying?
Tonight's offering comes to us from Costco. Kirkland Signature Premium Small Batch Bourbon. Aged 7 years, but don't let its youth fool you. It's a smooth drink. And at 103 proof, it'll get you where you need to go. I want to give a special shout out to Blaine, my sales guy, for my Christmas present, which is what I'm drinking tonight. So, Blaine, you're the man.
And Danny's going to be our kind of designated driver, but it's kind of hard to drive when you're
Danny's wearing their
Fritos.
Well, yeah, I'm wearing my Scooby-Doo shirt on right now, literally my tie-dye Scooby-Doo shirt. So if that tells you what I'm inebriated with.
Well, zoinks.
Scooby snacks.
Oh, like a zoink scoop.
Hey, give Shaggy the baggy roll Scooby a doobie.
I'm doing Scooby-Doobity zoinked right now, guys.
Oh, God, I can already tell this show's going to be a fucking trash fire.
I will. Before we kick this fucking pig, I want to get something out there. One of ours is struggling right now, and Brad, you've got all the details about it. And I will say this before you finish. Information about this is going to be on every outlet of social media we have in perpetuity until this person gets things straightened out. But Brad, let us know what's going on with one of our own.
Okay. Jack, Danny, got a guy that works where I'm at. One of my best technicians. I've mentioned him before on the show. He's my rock star. His name's Randy Strother. And I'm going to try to get through this, but Randy's having some issues. He's got sick, started coming down sick about early November. Thought he had the flu. Long story short, went to the hospital and found out that he has stage 4 cancer.
Jesus.
The dude, being the fighter that he is fighting it. I mean, he's tooth and nail. He recently started his chemotherapy. Round 1 was just this last Friday, and they found the tumor that they believe the source of the cancer is in his esophagus, and he is just a hell of a guy. He's one of those guys that'll give you the shirt off of his back, and if you're lucky, he might even wash it first. So. Randy, this episode's for you, buddy.
Of course, definitely.
So, and we're trying to make sure the guy has one less thing to worry about, and that's his finances. There's a GoFundMe campaign. If you go to GoFundMe and look up "Cancer Sucks, but Randy Doesn't," you'll find him. And I'm serious. This guy is the salt of the earth, and I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. But he's everybody's friend. I mean, he doesn't have an enemy, and something like this happening to a guy like this is just it breaks your heart. But yeah, so just keep him in your thoughts, keep him in your prayers, and yes, I'm not going to be tactful about it. This is a shakedown. The guy needs your help.
And I'm going to make sure that the link to his GoFundMe will be on every social media outlet, and I'll find a way to get it put on the website as well. I'm going to share it everywhere we can, and until this guy gets himself straightened out, I'm going to make sure that this gets mentioned and gets posted right around every single podcast release to keep it in people's minds so Randy gets the help that he needs, because if he's been doing that so much for everybody else and working his ass off, and he's part of the family, we need to look after him. So
And when you're praying, give me a PS2 because I relied so much on this guy that is his, and I'm not trying to be crass or anything, but his presence in our operation is missed greatly. His customers miss him. I miss him. And, the guy loves his job, and, let's keep the good vibes going to get him back at it.
All right, so calling on all Tales from the Crawl Space fans and Pest Control Humor Depot fans, let's see what everybody's worth, and let's get this pulled together to help Randy out of this jam that he's in. I mean, he's got enough on his hands fighting this shit. Let's take one worry off his hands if we can do that. So I know the show and the depot has already made a donation. I'm going to be making another personal donation myself, and I'd like to see how much we can all hang together to look out for him. Please, you don't have to dig deep. If you got $5, man, $5 is great. Every little bit helps, but this man really needs it right now. And I tell you, karma comes back around in a great way for people who do stuff like that.
And even if it's just a few dollars, and if you want to be anonymous, that's fine too. Just put down you are Blaine Patel. He'll get it.
Blaine Patel. Got it.
Blaine Patel, yes.
All right. The subject of this episode is a redo of how I fucked it up. A couple years ago, we tried to do the Inebriated Termite episode. And when I recorded it, only one half of the recording saved. So you couldn't hear, you could hear me talking, but you couldn't hear Brad talking, which was the best fucking part of the show. Who wants to get my ass? So what we're gonna do is I have some Newcastle Brown Ale. I figured I'd move on from Bud Light for something a little more flavorful.
There you go.
And we got all kinds of termite shit to talk about, and that's what we're gonna do. And speaking of termites, I gotta tell you, I'm sitting here in my own stink right now because I was supposed to have bath fitter come by last week to redo my bathroom, do an overlay on the tub, how a bath fitter does, all that shit. And what they do is they rip the sheetrock out, and they're supposed to replace it with this moisture-resistant sheetrock before they put the enclosure in. Well, I know I had a termite issue about 6 years ago when I had it treated, but I didn't realize how far the damage went because they didn't make themselves known inside the house. They pulled that fucking sheetrock out, and man, the termite damage was so bad that my 500-pound cast iron tub that was in there was making the floor sag.
Oh, my God.
So they had to rip the tub out, reframe the whole bath enclosure. So I don't have a bathtub right now. I've been doing horse baths in the sink. Pits, tits, clits, that type of thing. I've been washing all that. And I stink and I feel nasty. So sitting here in my underwear, recording, drinking beer is the perfect thing to be doing on January 1st. So
it makes you have more appreciation for all those hordes and the hard work they got to go through for you, Jack.
It does. Yeah, it does. But they usually end up paying me, so it works out.
I only have 1 liter of liquor in here, Jack, and it's going to take more than that to rinse that image out of my mind.
Oh well, that's all right. That's all right. You go ahead and you let that stew on you for a little bit. Let's see how it works out.
You don't mind if I pop Danny's head on yours instead, and then imagine it.
No, I think that would be great because I know you like the scent that Danny emanates when Danny's in heat.
Yes, I call him. My pet name for him is Elon because he is musky.
Oh, that was a good one. I'm gonna have to isolate that soundbite that he's calling Elon because he's musky. That's gonna go right along with the mating call.
No, it's not he is musky. They are musky, the they them musk is a completely different type of sex stuff.
You're right because
talk.
It's
well. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Danny. Being non-binary, you put out certain scents too, and one of them I can't detect. I can only detect the he.
No, some of them you can't detect. Some of them are for God, so he knows where to strike the lightning down to punish me for my ways. So
there you go. Well, just as long as my face is out of the way first.
Mm-hmm. It's a multi-layered scent. It's like scent in stereo.
Tears.
It's like an onion. It's got layers. It's a terrible Shrek impression.
And boy, it makes Brad's eyes water. Is what it does.
Mm-hmm. Not just my eyes, Jack.
Drip, drip, baby, drip, drip.
Okay. All right. I've got a termite story.
All right, let me hear it.
Yeah, it's one that involves a customer. She was Karen before Karen was cool.
Oh.
I'd go out to her house. I mean, everything was a problem. She'd see an ant crawling across her driveway. That was my problem. And a fly would be coming into her house. Why do I have flies? I pay you $26 a month. Yeah, this was a while back. Because I'm fucking old and I've been in this business since Jesus invented it. And I mean, every month it was the same thing. She would call at least weekly to the office. Fortunately, back then, not all of us had cell phones and shit, so I didn't have to mess with it. Usually, Lisa, the lady that worked the phones there, was really cool about it. She'd just tell the lady to go eat a bag of dicks, and we'll see you next month. One springtime, I get there. She goes, I just don't know why I pay you guys. You guys are doing absolutely nothing. I've got swarming ants all over. I got flying ants all over my garage. Well, you guys kind of know where this is going. So I went in. I take a quick look around the thing. It didn't take me long because there was a big pile of wings sitting there. And I'm looking at it, I'm not dissecting the motherfucker. And, I hadn't been there that long. I hadn't been in the business that long at the time, but I knew what a damn termite swarmer looked like. I looked at it. Nope, this thing cannot wear a bikini and look good. So that's a termite. Mm-hmm. I said, ma'am, this is termites. Well, what are you going to do about it? I said, I can't do anything about it. I'm a pest control technician. I said, we can take care of this for you. This is not covered in your contract. So she got on the phone with the office and got Lisa, and Lisa's like, Jesus Christ. She goes, apparently Lisa told her, no, Brad's right. This isn't covered in your contract. And I usually don't get great pleasure out of someone who cries, but I'm telling you what, man, I was eating it up because this woman was just bawling because she had termites. And not once did she apologize to my ass. And wow. Which is fine because an apology from her is worthless. But yeah, it was kind of great, and I felt a sense of I guess the Germans call it Schadenfreude, where I was just delighted in her anguish. So, and I had a good time. We talked about it a little bit at the office, and then after a while, she did go with us with the termite treatment. She did shell out quite a bit of money, and she probably still had termites back by the time we were done because we were using Pryphon back then, which sucks. And so yeah, it was nice. It was really nice. Yeah, those situations don't come around every day.
Well, I'll tell you, to paraphrase Barbara Mandurell, she was Karen when Karen wasn't cool.
Yeah. Barbara Mandurell and the Mandurell sisters. Mm.
Yeah, that's a foursome I was really wanting to get behind at the time.
Oh man, they were really a thing to me before I had pubes.
Oh yeah, no, that and Electro Woman and Dinah Girl when I was watching TV when I was little, because it's Deidre Hall's sister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Wonder Woman and Farrah Fawcett were my things. They gave me strange feelings underneath my belt line that I couldn't understand at the time because I was so young.
Makes me feel kind of funny, like when I climb gym class. When I climb the rope in gym class.
I hated the fucking rope.
Hey, Danny, who was your crush back in the day when you were little? Who was your TV crush?
I can't even remember. I think I could. I don't know. Probably growing up would be because I mean this is gonna age me is Scarlett Johansson.
ScarJo? Oh my god.
That tells you how I wasn't like a kid. I wasn't like a kid then, but
Oh, she's a crush now. I'm completely.
Oh, that hasn't changed.
Oh, I would lick her where she pees, and I'm not talking about the bathroom.
Oh my god! I was watching a movie with my wife last night. It had Charlize Theron and Kristen Stewart in it, and I was looking at them both, and I was like, "Damn."
Well, Danny, I want to give you a movie assignment for you if you haven't already seen it. Scarlett Johansson did an indie film called Under the Skin. Okay. And she is fully naked in at least half of the movie. 50% of the movie, she is fully naked. Front, back, full nudity. In at least half the movie. It is fucking fantastic. I looked like Popeye after watching, at least one arm did, after watching that movie. I was playing with a pound of beef the entire length of the fucking movie, so it is definitely worth your time. It's called Under the Skin. Believe me, you will thank me for it later.
You know what you make me think of is that the convenience store guy from Family Guy. He always knows about different movies and all like, yeah, in this scene right here, she gets naked in it. God, this right here.
They used to have a website for that. What was it called? Like Celebrity Skin or something?
Yes, Celebrity Skin. God, it's been a long time.
I know.
Yeah.
But boy, how frequently
talking to a bunch of old perverts.
Oh yeah. Shit, Danny, you knew that when you came into this gig.
I mean, I did.
Yes, you did. You came at it anyway.
As soon as it got shoved in my mouth, I fucking knew.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, I know you don't have that much experience with termite, but did they have you out on any termite jobs at all?
No, but I can talk about my last company of the termite guy there that I got 3 different stories for.
Oh, let's hear that.
Yeah.
So, this is one that he told me directly that he was out, I don't know how many years ago it was, but he was out with doing a termite treatment, talking to the customers, something like that, and just spraying of his wand. He's got it hooked up to the back of his truck, and suddenly the wand shoots out of his hand.
What?
He kind of looks, goes around through the front of the house. His truck's gone.
No!
Somebody stole his fucking truck while he was just spraying. The reason they caught the guy is because of fucking, the whole fucking thing hanging out, the hose hanging out the back of the damn truck as he was going fucking down the road.
Oh, Moses, smell the roses.
Just follow the chemical spill and call Chemtrek while you're at it.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Oh, God. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that tops my one. When we were out, it was 1997. We were out doing a conventional treatment. We were doing it at this house, and this guy next door was bitching about his crawl space being flooded. And we're out pumping chemical into this other guy's house, and we ran out. And the guys, I said, "Can we get some water so we can refill? We need a refill." And he goes, "No, you can't use my faucet. I'm on a well, and you'll burn up my pump." I'm like, "Well, you piece of shit." And then it's like, oh. And then I just remembered that the guy next door was bitching about his crawl space being flooded, and he was pumping it out. So I went and banged on his door. I said, "Hey," I said, "You mind if we get some of that water?" "It's sure." So I drove the truck over, grabbed the discharge of the trash pump he had going under his crawl space, popped that fucker in a tank, threw some equity in there. 3 minutes later, we had 100 gallons. And we were in business.
Oh shit! That was my first burp of the night. Oh, that was good.
Hey, congratulations! You broke the seal.
Yes, I did. I got to tell you my termite thing. And first of all, I know we're going to be at odds here a little bit on the show, Brad, because you know how I feel about termite baiting systems.
We're going to go there.
Because I was in on the ground floor of Centricon when they first came out. Mm-hmm. And I was Centricon certified and spent time with the Dow rep who kept his thumb on you if you missed 10% of your stations when you were scanning them. They had a problem with it. But we'll get on that later. Mm-hmm. One of the things I hated was I was a service manager for, let's see how I say this, Pome Hair Mount. I was a service manager for Pome Hair Mount. And
what the fuck kind of name is that?
Well, you just switch the first letters of each of it. So
okay,
but
I got you.
That they were so hard up for getting their numbers each week and each month that I don't care if we had a monsoon going, their interpretation of the label, which back when I was doing this, the 2 primary termiticides were either Premise, which is imidacloprid, or Termidor. And they both state on the label that you cannot treat while the ground is saturated, frozen, or while precipitation is occurring. Now, it doesn't say, hey, it's under the overhang and it's not raining under the overhang, so you can do the termite job. Because it's a groundwater issue, because you're pumping hundreds of gallons of termiticide around a fucking foundation. Mm-hmm. So that moisture's going to go somewhere. But they're like, oh, it's not raining under the overhang, so you can totally go out there and get this termite job done. And I'd stop the termite guys and say, no, you can't do this. If you want to go pre-drill the job, like go around in the garage, in the basement, and get things drilled, no applying termiticide, that's fine. That means we've started the job, explain to the customer that we can't put termiticide down while it's raining, but we're going to pre-drill, so when we do come to put the chemical down, it'll take us about half the time. You'll have everything cleaned up. The holes will be drilled. All you got to do is go in there, shoot them, patch them, leave. But there's so much interpretation with the fucking termiticide label. These guys take such liberties with the fucking label, and it drives me absolutely batshit fucking crazy. Oh, fuck, I hate that shit, man.
Don't hold back, Jack. Tell us how you're feeling here, man.
Well, there are a bunch of pathetic little cocksuckers who can't even cup the balls when they're doing it. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of people they are. I mean, the only thing they want drilled is their doo-doo hole. And I fucking hate that shit, man. I just got to do the fucking job right. I mean, right. I started out in this business doing it, and that's my first job in pest control. I found an ad in the newspaper, the actual paper newspaper, and that said, send your resume in if you have a background in construction, which I did. I was a geotech engineer, construction inspector, and I was between jobs, so I sent it in, and Ted Mickle from Schmerlich, fantastic guy, shitty company, called me in, and I told him what my job was, and he started giving me like diagrams of different types of slabs: supported slab, floating slab, monolithic slab, and I was naming them off. And he's like, all this has to do with how you treat for termites and how termites enter the building. I'm like, well, that's pretty fucking simple. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to do a great job. So that's how I got in this business, was doing termite. And so that bugged the shit out of me. I was poring over labels, and that's with that first company is how I got Centricon certified. And I knew that shit forwards and backwards, inside out. And I absolutely would not, because the chief entomologist for Schmermanex, I had known even when I was with Schmerlich, and Jerry Bukowski, and fantastic guy, but he was always a stickler for the label, so I wouldn't tolerate that shit, and they'd try to get mad at me. I'm like, look, I'll tell you what, you penalize me for following federal guidelines, and we'll see how that works out in court. And they always backed off.
Yeah, nice
fuckers.
That actually reminds me of so the company I had previously worked with. I found out that the termite guy there, same one who got his truck stolen, apparently about 10 years back, I want to say, Clemson does all of our pest control stuff, any of that stuff. They're the people who kind of monitor everything. Mm-hmm. They caught him doing a pre-treat of termites in the pouring rain, torrential downpour, and caught him doing that. And somehow, I don't know how, he still works in pest control.
Wow.
And that's around here, they'd yank your fucking license so fast and make your head spin.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I have no idea how he still does that. How he's still in this field. Somehow he is.
I mean, termite treatments are serious business. You got to toe the line. You got to follow the label of the letter. And I mean, because if you don't, it's only going to come back and bite you really hard on your nutsack. Mm-hmm. And I mean, and to talk about what Jack opened up with his story about, that's one of the things I really groove on about bait. It's like, it's got a, if there's a torrential downpour, I'm still installing. If there's, if I'm 10 foot from a lake, I'm still treating. If there's, I mean, hell, it's great. And for the, another reason is because it has evolved. Now, Jack, I don't know if you'd had any experience with the baiting when you became Centricon certified and whatnot, with the always active, the high density bait that they have now. It's really incredible. I've been dealing with always active high density for a little over 10 years now, and I've had 2 callbacks off of this stuff. And
Wow.
I've had elimination on 97%, I would say. I did sit down and do the math. So I'm looking at about a 90% control, maybe not elimination, but control. The termites that were there are not there anymore. The bait's getting eaten, and I'll go back in subsequent years, and I'm seeing little to no activity after that. And the stuff is great because back when Centricon first came out, we were having to go out there every damn month. They'd have like toilet paper just rolled into these plastic tubes. You'd shove them in the ground, and then you'd have to come back every fucking month. If you got termites in there, you take them and you pull them out of the wood, pour it into that shit, pop it in the ground, and pray to God they dig through it, chew through it, and get back to the colony before they fucking died of whatever reason. We were throwing shit like water, Gatorade, all kinds of shit in those things to try to get them to survive, because of the moisture issues, because paper towels were fucking dry. And but with the HD, they take it readily. And every one of those stations that you put in the ground at the install is hot and cocked, locked, and loaded. And you're going to get, if they, them termites hit it, and you're going to know right away too. You don't have to fucking dissect the thing. The damn thing that they eat it from the outside in instead of the inside out. So it's really a good system. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect for everything. I mean, you've got, conventional treatments do have their place. But I would put up a properly installed Centricon treatment over a Terminator, up against a Terminator treatment, and for even money. I mean, it's really changed.
No, I get that. Yeah, when I started, it was with the original hexafluoron, and then and that was the wound paper, and then they went to novafluoron, which looked like those butter mints.
Yeah,
but you still had to go around, and that's when they came out with that metal detector looking thing that you go through, and that was a blessing because you get these fucking landscapers that would cover them all with mulch, and you had to go hunting for them, and it took you all fucking day to find them, even when you had the graph for the house, because the guy that did the installs just putting circles around and slapping them with what the fuck he wants to. So, and going around doing that, okay, no hits, we're good. But, yeah, it was a pain in the ass having to pull the wood stakes out, tap it into a little Tupperware tub, and then wet the paper, tap the termites into it, put the cap on, hope the fuck they ate their way out of it. I do like the wound paper, those AG boxes. I mean, because when they went to novafluoron, didn't their AG boxes have the bag of the buttermints in them?
They did. And you find out the hard way that they don't taste at all like buttermints.
No, I know. And believe me, I was really fucking hungry that day. And I tell you, my shits were weird for like a week.
It made me think of my grandma when I saw him, because she always had that dish of buttermints there. And I ate one. I was like, oh God, no.
I thought you were going to say it reminds you of your grandma, because your grandma's a termite too, and trying to question your loyalty if you actually think these stations are good, or you're just trying to actually save your family from more harm.
Well, I
think Brad is one of the termite people.
I would say my grandma's not near the termite that you are, Nick, because nobody devours wood like you do.
Oh, I kind of saw that one coming. You telegraphed that punch.
Hey, what is in the name?
And thank you, and thank you for listening to T-Ball with Danny.
I got to tell you, for bait stations, I will admit that even though I have my opinions about Centricon, I do know that it works. I do know that for some applications it's fucking fantastic. But if you got a raging problem evident in your house and swarmers filling up your basement, your ass needs a liquid treatment.
You know what? And the thing with Centricon is you can still use it, and you can also do it in conjunction with a non-repellent spot. and still get pretty good results. There's been more than one occasion where I've used foam on some hot spots, swarmers and whatnot, while installing a Centricon system, and still got some decent results with it.
Yeah.
And again, we're also talking about, there's the environmental issue, as far as pumping hundreds of gallons of chemicals into a ground. And, Jack, we're both on the same side here. And, because, everything, each of them have their applications, and,
Right.
But as far as efficacy, like I said, a properly installed Centricon system, I put it up against a liquid treatment any day of the week.
No, sure, I get that, and like I said, I've seen the effectiveness, and I do agree with you. Now, when you come to like the advanced bait station by Whitmire, you just about got to dig a hole the size of a fucking sump pump just to get that goddamn station in.
Oh, I'm so over advanced.
Those fuckers are
I can't
a waste
stand
of time.
that shit. Oh my god. For one thing, you know what'll open up a Centricon station? Damn near anything. You know what'll open up an advanced system? Oh, you got to get this thing called a spider and all this other good shit. And it's like, I guess if I brought a tire iron with me, I could pop one open. But then, you have to replace everything. But still, Centricon, I mean, shit. They've got that key that Dow or whatever the hell they're calling themselves this week is, supplies these plastic keys that aren't worth a shit.
No.
Because the one thing that they're good at is destroying those grooves in the caps, and then they put this little hook on there that it's like, why the hell are they still putting that hook on there? Because you break it or bend it the first time you try to pull a frozen up station out or a frozen up bait tube out.
Oh yeah.
And I've got the clean out auger that's got the nice T-bar across the top of it that you hold up to clean out the station. Hell, I just took that sucker up into there and pry it open and pry it out in there, and we're good to go. That and a claw hammer work really good. But I mean, hell, I'm using Centricon pliers are great. If you happen to be working for a company who squeezes quarters so hard that the eagle shits in your hand, just a oh shit, what are they? They're like the roofing scraper type putty knife things that's got the like the little curve dug out of one of the sides of it and shit. Those things open those caps up right away. And they're really good, but the key's a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, the plastic key. I'll tell you, and if you had a decent pair of Centricon pliers, those fuckers are worth their weight in gold.
Centricon pliers and flashlights are the two things I always lose. So I always go the cheap route, not because I'm a miser, but because I'm getting tired of spending all the money on them. I went to Big Lots and bought a $5 flashlight that I am absolutely in love with, and I happened to find one of those putty knives in a technician's truck that I had to fire, so I got that one for free.
Well, I mentioned this to Danny in the first season before he left the first company he was with at Harbor Freight. I know Harbor Freight's fucking everywhere. They have these little infrared flashlights that show the urine for rodents and shit. Like $5.
I need to check that out. I know you told me about it. I completely forgot until now.
$5. And it's rodent season, boys and girls. So now's the time to find one.
It definitely is.
I've got one of those. We bought some. I used to have French bulldogs, and French bulldogs are some of the worst fucking dogs to potty train. And so we got some of that urine gone stuff, and it's like, we'll give you one of these ultraviolet flashlights to go with it. And I used to take that into hotel rooms when I did service.
Like a Jackson Pollock painting.
No, it's like you shut off the light in the room, you turn on that flashlight, and the whole room flashes up like the rainforest in Avatar. Oh my God!
It'd be like Eddie Murphy and Big Daddy. Was it Big Daddy? No, Daddy Daycare.
Daddy Daycare.
Oh yeah.
When he walks into the bathroom, he's like, "Oh."
Yeah. Because not only does urine show up on those, but other bodily fluids do as well.
No, I don't even.
That's right. We're talking semen here.
I'm sure there's some bodily fluid that we don't even know as men yet that are up in those fucking hotel rooms. That, like mankind, we have no idea what it is, but some mystery fluid from some mystery gross ass fucking person's in there.
Well, I'm sure I've got some socks that'll glow in the dark. So there's that. But so speaking of making your socks glow in the dark, I had to mention this. It's not really termite related, but I was skimming through our TikTok account, and I ran across an account, and it's this gorgeous girl named Your Pesty Bestie on her. It's one word, Your Pesty Bestie on TikTok. And I noticed it because she had this video of this black widow that she found at a bait station. I'm like, oh, I'll see tons of those fucking things. But then I kind of chimed in and I said, hey, you might like our podcast. She goes, oh, no, I listened to that. I found that on the Pest Control Humor Depot. So, fuck yeah, that's a win. And and I know she's married, but she's built like a brick shit house, so I'll still watch her videos. But
there you go.
Hi, Your Pesty Bestie. Just to know, I was thinking about you, and I'm just looking at your videos now. So hot damn. Never mind me. Y'all go ahead and do your thing because she's wearing yoga pants, and I'm I'm liking it.
No, nice.
Well,
go
ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I was thinking about while we were talking about bait. I'll tell you a great bait story that I got. It wasn't great because I'm the one that had to deal with it, but I had a technician that went out and did a Centricon treatment. Our this company that I worked for, basically Universal Techs. The pest techs did the termite work and vice versa. We were Universal Techs. Right. So we had a Centricon sale come up at a business in north of Indianapolis. Send this guy out to take care of it. This was mid to late summer. Haven't had a whole lot of rain, and we're just just kind of and he got the job done. So it was on a Friday. The following Monday, he comes in. I wanted to get a postmortem on the job, and so I sent him in my office. I said, "So, Tony, how'd it go?" And he goes, "Oh, I got it done." He goes, I said, "How many stations you put out?" He goes, 20. I said, 20. That's good. That's a good number for the linear footer on that. I said, how was the ground? He goes, "Oh, the ground was hard." He goes, "Oh, it was hard as fuck." I said, "But you managed to get it done?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "You get them all flushed to the ground?" Because you go to some of these jobs afterwards, and they look like fucking green mushroom farms because they're like 2-3 inches out of the ground. Well, that's as far as I could get it. And it's like, well, come on. But I said, so he said, "Yeah, I got it. I overcame it." And I said, "How'd you handle it?" He goes, "Well, the ground was really hard and I wasn't working out, so I softened the ground up by getting my power sprayer out and spraying all around the foundation and softened that shit right up and went right through." I said, "What'd you have in your power sprayer?" He goes, "I don't know, Sidekick." I was like, God damn it. Oh, son of a bitch. And so I'm like, "Tony, you can't do that." I was like,
wow.
What did you pay any attention to your training when we decided to? Well, I thought it'd be okay because I figured that stuff would be going away. Now, he's got a point there because Sidekick's shit and, it doesn't kill anything. So, maybe it would attract it to him. But no, that's not the point. The point is, I'm just like, what the hell did he do that for? But so stupid ass me left it alone. And the following spring, they had a swarm. And they just didn't have a swarm. They had swarms in the middle of their damn floor. Now, this was a bank. This is a bank. So so I'm out there doing all kinds of bloody damage control. I'm knocking the swarm out right in the middle of the damn building. I'm going out. I'm yanking every damn one of those stations out. I'm reinstalling fresh stations. And the following year, we were getting hits. No swarm. Life was good, but oh my God, what an idiot.
But sir, I tried to put that fire out with that gasoline we had in that bucket.
Yeah, right? That's exactly how I felt.
Damn.
Bitch.
Well, Danny, I got to tell you, is there a possibility of you doing termite work with the company you're with now, or are you just strictly pest?
Right now, I'm strictly pest, but I mean, they are going to be doing other training and everything. So I've only really done a termite graph once. I know what termites look like. I know what to visually inspect for, but I've never officially done one.
Right.
So eventually they'll kind of start cross training of that. What I really kind of want to try out is moisture work and stuff like that, because we do a lot of moisture work with our company.
Oh well, that a lot of crawl space stuff, and I mean like encapsulation type stuff. Or?
Yeah, encapsulation, French drains, sump pumps, that type of things.
Well, that's good money, and I tell you, poly jobs are good money, and they're all help with termite issues for sure.
We just had one of the biggest houses they've ever done, and to fully encap their basement or partially encap. I don't remember exactly if the polyester all related around the crawl space. I only think it's up to a certain area they want it for this one, but about $16,000 job.
Oh yeah,
and that's got us till February.
Dang.
You know how this time of year is. It gets really slow in jobs. That is booked us till February. I mean, we will be completely fine doing that.
Yeah, I mean that's like one text production for like 3 months.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Hell yeah,
Holy mackerel! And encapsulations. Oh, I love them. I remember my first crawl space that I got in that was encapsulated. The technology was in its infancy, and we didn't know a whole lot about it, at least from a pest control company standpoint. And he goes, I need you to go check my crawl space, but I'll let you know you're not going to be able to see much. It's encapsulated. I'm just like, okay, well, if I'm not going to see much, why the hell you don't let me go down there? So I do it anyway. I went down there. I was just like, dude, I could live down here.
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi show.
Oh my god! The floor joists were just all covered in this thick ass plastic, nice white. Everything was shiny. It smelled nice, and I could dwell here. It was like, oh man,
no, it's gorgeous, and it's like a scene from Dexter. Everything's covered in plastic. All you are looking for is the table and the dude with a knife in his hand, but. No, it's. I'll tell you, Brad. You'll get this reference. It's like being on a scene from Space 2001. And everything's white, puffy plastic, and all adhered. It's gorgeous. It's like a sci-fi show.
Yeah,
I know that's a movie I need to watch.
What's that?
I need to watch that movie. I've been told I need to watch it, but that's one I need to check out.
No, it's definitely good. It's really good.
Oh, you mean? Jack, you mean Space 1999?
Oh yeah,
with that Walter Landau guy.
Yes. That's what I'm talking
about. Barbara Bain. Yeah,
that's the one. That fucking weird. I had that toy ship when I was little. I was like the only kid in my neighborhood that had it because nobody else knew what the fucking show was.
Yeah.
But I got a gripe. I had a termite job at a VFW in Glen Burnie, Maryland, and right next to it was this drainage pond. And I was sitting there one day when I was drilling. I was double voiding the block on the outside of the building because I had access to the full outside. And before I put any chemical down, I was sitting having my lunch on the banks of this drainage pond, and I threw my crust of bread into the water, and these fucking bluegill come to the surface and tore that shit up, and they were fighting the ducks for it. and the side of the building is like 10 foot from the downslope bank to this fucking drainage pond. So I called the sales guy. I said, "You need to come out and reprice this job." He goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I can't fucking put chemical in the ground with this fucking pond here." He goes, "Oh, it's a drainage pond. You got nothing to worry about." I said, No. There's fish and duck in here. I can't fucking do that. So I had to tarp. I had to tarp that entire fucking job. I had to dig all that soil out, put it on a tarp, treat it, wait it for it to dry, and put that shit back. So I made more work for myself. But God damn it.
Yeah, do the right thing.
Yeah, we had an undocumented. We had one when I worked at the Big Green Tea. We had a undocumented French drain that drained right across underneath the road into the pond in somebody else's yard, and we were there for over a week skimming fish. It was bad news, and this retention pond had a spillway into a creek that was nearby. So we had to fill sandbags with activated charcoal to dike this up, and we didn't have any fish loss in the creek, which was great. But I was around for the first part of it, which was Bluegill Day, and then the next day was nice.
There we go.
Thank you.
The next day was Bass Day, and some real lunkers started floating up. And then it got worse. Day 3 was Duck Day.
Oh God.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, it was there was so much of this active ingredient was in that pond across the street that it was killing waterfowl. And it was a bad news. Let's just say, let's just say those people across the street went to Sizzler. And yeah, it was bad. It was really
Poor
bad.
Daffy Duck.
And oh God, the smell, because this was summertime. We're down at a region conference, where the managers conference. We're down in at a resort down in southern Indiana, and just drinking and having a good time. We're out on Lake Monroe. We're fishing. We're tubing. We're having a blast. And then the next day, somebody comes up and says, "You got a phone call," and it was one of the branch managers. This was a different branch, but it's still Indianapolis. So, it was after that got back. The guy comes back the manager comes back white as a ghost and tells us what all's going down, and it was all hands on deck. So it was good times. Good times. It was even better when the state chemist, the ag department for some of you guys, rolls up in his van, and it was.
Oh, you're fucked when he shows up. You know you're going to get it when he shows up.
Absolutely, especially the chief agent at the time. He was a piece of work.
Oh my God!
It was not good, and that was my one and only fish kill in my career, and I've had a 30+ year career, so it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I've heard all the horror stories about like fish kill and shit. And one thing I learned, and the guy that taught me, Tom Lewis, was my mentor, my teacher when I first started doing termite. And what he always taught me is when you go to do a termite job, we did full interior, full exteriors. So I was drilling basements, double drilling voids in the block, and doing the full exterior porch and garage. So when I went to do a job, I was doing a goddamn job.
Yeah.
But the first thing you do, you go straight to the fucking basement and you trigger that sump pump. And then you sit there and watch if it fills up.
Mm-hmm.
And how long it takes to fill up.
Yep.
And then if it doesn't fill up that much, you unplug it, you get your shop vac, you suck all the water out of that motherfucker, and you watch it. Because then you do your termite job with the sump pump unplugged to see if you have any chemical that's getting in either around the French drain or whatever.
Right.
Into the sump area. And you got to vacuum that shit out too before you plug the fucking sump pump back in.
Right, and you want to keep that when it's turned off. You want to keep an eye on it too, because if none of the water is coming in from the drain itself, from the drains that go into the to the bowl of it itself, but it's still filling up with water, you got groundwater coming in, because most of those are open at the bottom, and so you still know that would be an issue, and depending on how fast it fills and how high up it manages to get before that kind of determines what you're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've turned down jobs, and my fucking branch manager hated me for it. But can you imagine all the kind of fines I avoided by going, "Hey, this sump pump's filling back up on me. I can't do this." Or there's a cistern that wasn't marked off on the graph, and it's going to preclude me from doing half the fucking basement because is it 10 or with Termidor was it 10 or 20 feet from either side of a cistern?
20, I believe.
Yeah, so that's a large fucking spot of the interior that you're not going to get done. So,
yep.
And then if they had a well on site, people would have to have a coliform test done on their well to see if they were getting groundwater seeping in from the well. And if that was done, people didn't want to fucking dump that kind of money into a well and a termite job. So but I just thought of this, and it's completely on termite subject, but off that type of thing. The biggest joke in fucking termite services is those fucking grade stakes that like Schmermanex and I'll call them Eastern, not the W one. I almost fucking said it. Eastern,
the thermometers
that you fucking put at each corner of the house and on either side of the front porch, and they charge people a ridiculous amount of money. Oh, we'll apply that towards your termite job. For hammered fucking grading stakes around your house.
You have no idea how many campfires I started with thermometers.
Oh my god, yeah.
They were great kindling. Another good piece of kindling was those wooden pieces that you'd put in the original Centricon rollout. Those made really good ones. And I actually helped my daughter with a project when she was in grade school with those I forget what they were called, monitoring devices or some shit. She goes, she had to make a poster, a diorama, or whatever the fuck of one of her favorite books, and she was down to clown with the Little House on the Prairie series. So we made the Ingalls house out of Centricon monitoring devices. And I mean, I still have this damn thing, Jack. It's sitting in my mini barn. It's like we made the house. We made a roof with paint stirrers as the slats, and we used bits of pine cone for the shingles. And it was great. It was great. She got an A on it. I'm sorry, I got an A on it.
You could have totally put a silo on that house by using the fucking advanced station wooden fucking things that came with them. Those little half circle wooden ring things that went inside the advanced stations.
That's true.
Stacking them up would have made like a perfect fucking silo or something.
We could have done that. Yeah, or we could have just taken an entire Centricon station itself, spray painted it pink, and put it on Mr. Edwards as his dick. But
that's you're talking about dicks, so Danny's got to chime in now.
Mm-hmm.
You still with us, Danny? Or are you too stoned?
Yeah, I'm still pretty stoned right now. I can tell a joke for you.
Oh yeah,
let's go.
What goes clop 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 clop, bang bang, clop 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 clop?
I have no fucking idea.
So my friend gave me the answer of Amish drive-by, which I thought was pretty funny, but the answer I was going to give him was Mr. Ed with a gun.
Oh, shit. And for that, I'm going to open another beer.
There you go.
Of course. Ooh.
Hey, Danny.
I'm Mr. Ed.
Hey, Danny.
I keep this motherfucking thing on me. Oh,
Wilbur. So, there's these two firemen were butt fucking in a smoke-filled room. The fire chief walks in. He goes, "What the hell's going on here?" The guy in the back says, "I'm treating this man for smoke inhalation." Fire chief goes, "Why didn't you use mouth to mouth?" He goes, "I did, and this is what it led to."
Now, see, that harkens back to like the second episode that we ever had with that gay fireman who tried to help me get up in his attic by holding my ass.
Ooh,
I got to tell you, the fact that he's gay is, obviously had to do with the fact of why he wanted to grab my ass. It's great that he's gay. His house smelled like fresh out of the tap poop, though, so I don't know what was going on with that.
Well, Jack, we've never seen your ass. Maybe he was straight and you just got a chick's ass.
Well, I have been told it's a cute ass. I have been told that.
You might one of the bubble butts.
I've been told that before, that I have a cute little ass.
Oh, somebody wanted to take a bite out of yours, right?
Yeah, the federally funded titty woman. The federally funded titty woman will take a bite out of his ass.
She might have left her dentures in there if she did it, but
those things bring in big bucks on the aftermarket.
A gum job on his ass.
What, dentures?
Yeah, dentures, man.
I think that's where the money is to be made.
Yeah, my wife spent most of her life working at a dental lab. She just retired this year or last year. Wow. It is the 1st of January, isn't it? So I guess it was last year.
Yes, it was.
Jesus.
Son of a bitch.
It's gone by.
But a gum job on your ass, that's a whole new kink.
You know what? That sounds kind of nice, Jack.
No, not nice, soft, gummy malleability of your butt cheeks and, maybe tickle the taint a little bit while you're doing it. That might be a little something.
Yeah, it's getting hard for me to sit behind this desk now.
Well, he said the word hard, so that explains everything right there.
Is it hard for you to get hard?
Oh, I'm 58. Danny.
I know you're up there in age.
I know. I know, but I'm here for anyone's daddy issues. So
they make pills for that.
Yeah, they do. Don't
For
they?
daddy
Little blue
issues.
ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, daddy issues.
Oh, Brad Daddy.
Yeah,
Bradaddy.
Daddy.
Speaking of that, Danny, were you here for the Bradgasm?
That Brad Ussy.
The Bradissy.
Oh, hell, I'm going to have to look for this one. Jack, do you have it? The Bradgasm.
I don't have it readily available, but if I can find it, I will isolate it for the next show.
I am so fucking looking for this right now. Because I don't think... Danny, did you hear the Bradgasm?
No, I don't think I did hear the Bradgasm.
Oh, man. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Got to give credit where credit is due. Mason Stewart is giving Danny some competition. He left a voicemail on the website at the Tales from the Crawl Space tftc.wtf website and left a little message for me. And Danny, here it is.
Oh, Brad.
That's still, I have heard that, and I blocked it out.
You've blocked it out?
Denial. It's not just a
denial.
river in Egypt anymore.
No, it's not.
I think I was getting my form of my bout of jealousy going on right now.
But we did open it up to all the listeners. Send in your Bradgasms.
Oh yeah, definitely. Since we're getting close to an hour, we are at, as Brad said, we're at www.tftc.whatthefuck.wtf. And down at the bottom right-hand corner, if you're on your mobile, is a little, either it's a telephone or a microphone, but you can click it and leave a voicemail for the show directly from the website and leave your Bradgasms there. You will find the GoFundMe link on every single social media we have, at Crawlspace Tales for Twitter, at TFT Podcast on Instagram. You'll find it at the Pest Control Humor Depot. I'm going to find a way to get it up on the website as well. We will have it everywhere. And leave your Bradgasms. If you want to do it on TikTok, make a video on TikTok. We are TFTC 2.0 on TikTok. Make a video, tag us with your Bradgasms. Make it real fucking creative, and I'll find a way to get it on the website so everybody can see it. But no, and don't forget, I still got stickers available, and I've got someone working on a merch store for us. We'll have T-shirts, hats, and patches if anybody's interested in that, because obviously our co-host will be getting free T-shirts, so you guys are gonna have to tell me your sizes after the show to let me know so I can get you some T-shirts.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, definitely will do.
Yeah,
hell yeah! But
I love swag.
Oh yeah, secretly we are gay. Swag.
Yeah.
Just wear your pants halfway off your ass like Danny does, and everybody get the message.
Yeah,
showing them little butt cheeks off.
Yeah. Speaking of Danny, Danny, it's been a long time since I've heard you give the Google Voice number.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You know what, Brad? It's always a long time because I always have to find the number, and I might lose y'all while I'm searching for this. So.
Oh, you don't have to worry about it. Just get on your phone. I just texted it to you.
Okay.
Preemptive strike.
Yeah. Bring up Messenger.
That is so funny, yeah. All right, y'all can hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hang on. All right. That phone number is 571-888-5283. Oh, happy New Year, Brad!
Oh! Oh, that was fucking awesome.
Oh gosh, I am so turgid right now.
I kind of have to dab a little bit off of my. Yeah, I've got moist down in the groinular area.
Well, fortunately, you're only in your underwear.
I am. Because if I'm stinking like I am because I'm taking a horse bath, I got to be readily accessible.
Yeah, that's pretty
fucking
bad when
tidy.
you're there, I'm here, and I can smell you through the microphone.
Yeah, smell the
I
phone.
think after we get off here, there's gonna be a new stain on those tidy whities that you're wearing, aren't there?
Yes,
Oh,
there
yeah,
is.
my banana hammocks.
Got a yellow
All
and
right.
a brown stain on them.
Well, listen, guys. Just one more time. I want to bring it up again. Randy Strother, you are the man. We love you. We're here for you. Kick it in the balls, man.
You're one of us. We're going to do the best we can to back you up on this, man. Most certainly. And we're going to try to get everybody else we can to come along and help pull the weight for you.
There you go.
Most definitely. And since we got to hear, and since you got to sing Chuck Mangione, and Danny got to do the mating call, I get to do the sign off this time.
Hey, next week. Let's talk about next week real quick before we go.
Oh yeah. What
Next episode, we're going to have a special guest. The one, the only, you know him, you love him. He is a active member of Pest Control Humor Depot and also a member of the Odious Mod Squad. Kevin Wilhite will be our special guest, and he's going to answer a few questions for us about what life is like in Chicago for a pest guy.
In Chicago. That's right there.
Chicago. Yeah, the Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. That sounds great. Well, this has been Tales from the Crawl Space podcast, our Inebriated Termite episode. I still got 2 beers left, so I'm going to have to finish them post-show. But thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out the polite way to refer to you, so you'll have to school me on that because I want to make sure you get every bit of respect you deserve.
I appreciate it.
But thank you both very much, and I think everybody can just bug the hell off.
Bug off.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Tales from the Crawl Space podcast. You can find us on just about every single podcast outlet there is online. So be sure to subscribe, and we'll have a new episode next week. Don't forget, you can find us on Instagram at TFTC Podcast, on Twitter at Crawl Space Tales, and you can also find us on Facebook at the Pest Control Humor Depot. See you next week.